What if I told you that several of the world's most populous nations are currently facing a silent collapse? Collapse doesn't always look like war sometimes, it's the slow unraveling of a society. For the people living in these nations, it's not a headline, it's reality. And the most chilling part? The world isn't even paying attention. Stick with us because by the end of this video, you'll witness just how quickly a nation can collapse and how alarmingly fragile our modern world truly is. Starting at number 10, we have Lebanon. Once known for its vibrant culture and Mediterranean charm, Lebanon is now a case study in economic collapse. After years of political corruption, financial mismanagement, and the devastating 2020 Beirut explosion, the country's currency has lost over 95% of its value. Basic services like electricity, fuel, and medicine are scarce. Families who once lived comfortably are now struggling to afford bread. Lebanon is a stark reminder of how fragile a nation can become when trust in institutions erodes. At number 9, we have Haiti. Haiti has endured decades of hardship, but the situation now is perhaps the most dire in modern memory. With no functioning government and gangs controlling over 80% of the capital, Port-au-Prince. Schools and hospitals have shut down, and food insecurity affects millions. The collapse here isn't sudden, it's been a slow-motion disaster that's now reached a tipping point. Coming in at number 8, Venezuela. Once South America's richest country, Venezuela has been unraveling for over a decade. The government's economic policies led to one of the worst hyperinflation crises in history. Millions have fled, and those who remain live in a reality where power outages are daily occurrences, and even basic groceries can cost months of wages. Despite vast oil reserves, the nation continues its downward spiral due to corruption, mismanagement, and political repression. At number 7, we have Sudan. Civil war has pushed Sudan into chaos. Fighting between rival military factions has devastated cities, displaced millions, and left the country on the brink of famine. Infrastructure has collapsed, aid is nearly impossible to deliver, and human rights abuses are widespread. The world's silence on Sudan's suffering only deepens the tragedy. At number 6, Myanmar. Since the 2021 military coup, Myanmar has plunged into a brutal internal conflict. Protesters, ethnic armed groups, and the military are locked in an increasingly violent struggle. The economy has tanked, foreign investment has vanished, and basic freedoms have disappeared. For many, daily life is a battle to survive in a country teetering on the edge of civil war. At number 5, we have Yemen. Years of war have turned Yemen into one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. With over 70% of the population relying on aid, and healthcare and education systems in ruins, the country remains a battleground between regional powers. While peace talks offer glimmers of hope, starvation, disease, and violence remain the daily reality for millions. At number 4, we have Syria. Though no longer in the headlines, Syria is still collapsing under the weight of a decade-long war. With a shattered economy, widespread poverty, and areas still under rebel or foreign control, the country's recovery feels distant. Entire generations are growing up knowing nothing but conflict and loss, and the scars of war run deep in every corner of the nation. At number 3, we have Pakistan. Pakistan is facing a full-blown economic meltdown. Foreign reserves have nearly dried up, inflation is skyrocketing, and basic goods are becoming unaffordable for millions. On top of this, political instability and rising extremism are eroding public trust. With energy shortages crippling cities and the country teetering on the edge of default, Pakistan is struggling to hold it all together. Coming in at number 2, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Congo is rich in resources but plagued by violence, corruption, and extreme poverty. Rebel groups roam freely, displacing families and committing atrocities. The government struggles to maintain control, and critical infrastructure, from roads to hospitals, is either non-functional or non-existent in large parts of the country. Finally, at number 1 we have Gaza. Gaza is facing complete collapse. Amid relentless conflict, homes, hospitals, and schools have been reduced to rubble. There is little access to electricity, clean water, or medical supplies. Civilians have nowhere to go and nowhere to hide. International aid is slow, and the humanitarian crisis is spiraling into tragedy. These countries are collapsing at an alarming pace, and millions of lives are being changed every day. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Beyond the Map. Drop a comment below and tell us which country shocked you the most. See you next time. Until then, enjoy life and take care of one another.